What's up, guys? Jarrius here today, and today I have another interesting topic I want to get on to you guys today about. And first and foremost, I want to tell you guys Happy Memorial Day. Shout out to all the families that lost all the loved ones in World War I and World War II. I know it's just a few veterans left out there in World War II, and pretty soon we probably have a World War III. Not to be very sad about it, more violent about it, but the way this world is going, the way that everything is set up, it seems that way. But doesn't shot over Memorial Day weekend as the collapse of Chicago accelerates. Now, you guys, we've been talking about the economic collapse for a minute now, for years. It's imminent. We don't know the date. We don't know the time. People make explanation dates, make all kind of dates, and say things like that. But we clearly don't have an idea. But we know things are clearly ramping up over the last few months, and no telling what's going to happen in the future. So, yeah, chaos and violence threatening to spiral out of control in America's largest third city, and nobody seems to have any idea how to solve the problem. After decades of control by the radical left, many parts of the windy city have become rotting, decaying, gang-infested hellholes, just like Detroit. And the city we're talking about, the city of Chicago, is rapidly becoming a joke to the rest of the world. But horribly corrupt political culture likely stands in the way of any type of major reform anytime soon. And just like much of the rest of the nation, a spirit of violence and civil unrest is rising in Chicago. Now, over the past year, Chicago is gang invested, have a lot of things going on down there. Civil unrest, we getting people shot every other day. Gang, like I said, it's just crazy, outright crazy in Chicago. Considering the fact when you look at economic collapse and they got these things going on right now at this current time, it make it even pretty worse. So far this year, the number of shootings in Chicago is up to 50% compared to the same time period last year, and that was before we even got to Memorial Day weekend. As of this weekend, as of Sunday morning, at least 40 people had already been shot, and that's a lot, including as of to this day, Sunday morning. As of a Sunday, that's crazy. That was like yesterday, and authorities were bracing for even more violence as the holiday weekend stretched on. Now, like I said, man, like the violence is getting crazier. Chicago is always known for a bad reputation, considering the gang invested on the south side of Chicago, many different other violent communities and parts of the city. But as of the city itself, it's a great city. But however, like I said, the violence, the negativity part, it's always caused a problem in the past few years, and always will be, considering the fact that it was always has been, the gun violence has always been up there. I know Obama, like I said, we can relate to Obama doing gun control. I see him trying to do the martial law, declaring martial law, and I believe Chicago will be the first state that he declared martial law in, because considering the fact it's gang infested, all the killing and everything else, and that's the #1 state for the most killing and violence as of I think today in our current statistics. The cries to fix what is wrong with Chicago are becoming increasingly desperate, but at this point, the city is drowning in debt and it's pretty much flat broke. The city is broken down, streets are broke down. It look completely dead out there. It's nothing out there. Chicago is just like a cold city, windy city, and it's nothing out there. It's just, like I said, it's just gang infested, like, period. And with that being said, I think a lot of things are taking place at this current moment, and we just can't see it right now. We can only have the possible opportunity is just but to wait. So the options for doing anything about this growing crisis are quite limited. Nothing that we can actually do. But that isn't stopping prominent leaders from speaking out. According to the New York Times, Reverend Corey Brooks believes that we could be looking at a bloodbath this summer if nothing changes. You know what I'm saying? Like I said once before, they can try to control the violence, but I don't think it'll help pretty much. I think it'll cause more chaos as to what already has been done over the past, years or so. We can try to control it, but I think over the summer and all the way late this fall, close to the winter, we're going to see a lot of things get a lot more worse, especially when the military moving in. If they declare civil arrest, we seen that in Ferguson, Missouri. It got out of hand when the guy got shot. I forgot his name. He had got shot, and we seen the civil unrest out there, and it was looking pretty horrible. It took some minute to get that out. People raging all over the streets and everything else like that. Thanks in large part of unchecked illegal immigration, gang membership has been surging in Chicago. Back in 2012, the Chicago Crime Commission estimated that there were 150,000 gang members living in the city, but of course, but by now the number has likely far higher, and that is tremendously high considering that a gang infested city like that, Chicago, as we talking about as for today. And how could they? There are only 13,000 law enforcement officers of all types in the city of Chicago. They are outnumbered by the gangs by much more than a 10-to-1 margin, and that's considered a whole lot. Considering 150,000 gang members to like 13,000 law enforcement members, they would be outnumbered. With that being said, I see a lot more things getting a whole lot worse. You're gonna see a lot more deaths, gang member deaths. I know, of course, law enforcement deaths. Considering the fact that they getting killed, people just getting killed outrageously out there, just being crazy. Back to the topic of the economic collapse, it's not just happening in Chicago as well. I'm gonna get on to I'm gonna make another video and touch on that as well. It is possibly imminent. We can see a clear light at it. We don't know the date. Like I said, we don't know the date nor the time to it. But all we can do is just hope and see what the future has to offer. I think the future is far more worse than we actually know what it is, or the citizens of the U.S. see it as today. Perhaps this helps explain why 3,000 millionaires left the city last year. You know, people with the big money, they just gathered their money up and left the millionaires. I read an article about that a while back, how millionaires left the city, and they just gather up because it was just getting so violent out there and moved to somewhere else. But I just wanted to go over that. What you guys think? Leave it down there in the comment section below. There was a great, interesting topic I wanted to get on, and like I said, man, it's just getting crazy out here, like all around the U.S. But stay tuned, and if you guys have any questions, concerns, leave it down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.